Welcome to my channel. This is Barb's Paper Designs, and today I thought I would do a video on a card for our guys in our lives. With Father's Day coming up this weekend, I thought maybe we would go ahead and do a card that's Father's Day, appropriate for Father's Day, birthdays, any occasion for guys. So I thought this would be a good card that we could work on. So I hope you like it. I've made 3 of them up here. They're the 2 on the outside. Let's see, actually, this one is just a little bit smaller, but these are our standard card size of 5 3/4 by 4 3/4, or 5.5 by 4 1/4. So, but this one here is just a little bit smaller in case you want to do it. I think I maybe had bent or damaged part of it over here, so it's 1/4 of an inch smaller than the other 2. So this one, the envelope will be the same going through all of them, is 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. But the card size on this one, if you like this size, I just took the regular card size, I believe it's called the A2 size, and just cut 1/4 of an inch off the side. So it measures 4 by 5.5. So that's the only difference, but I think they all look good. But this is one we're going to be working with, the standard size. So if you want to adjust it, you can, and then the layers are a little bit different too. So I thought what we would do is I would go through and show you the pieces that I use, and the fabric or the paper products, and just let you know everything that I've done. So we'll go ahead and stick this one over here in the corner. We'll put these 2 off to the side. So, and also I wanted to mention to you, so on this one, which looks like we need to add some more glue to the bottom, but it's totally square. So if you like the square look, you can do that. And these I've rounded off. So either way looks really great. But we're going to round them off today. I just think it finishes it quite nicely. So this is our card. These are our pieces. We're going to go ahead and put those off to the side. I've already embossed this top layer, and the embossing folder that I use is this one here, and I believe it's a 4 by, let's see here, yeah, 4 by 5 3/8. So it's a great size. So if you wanted to do the whole cover, almost you could, and you could trim your card down too. But I like to trim it down a little bit. So this would be our top layer, which will measure 5 3 3/4. So what I have here, this one's just a little bit bigger, but what you want to do is just go ahead and put it in here, and you can feel there's a raised and de-embossed and embossed. So you could use either side. I like the embossed side, so you just go ahead and stick it in there. I like to cut it down to the size I need, and then just run it through your embossing machine. I have Spellbinder Platinum 6 that I use, and when I use this one, because it's quite, well, 2 reasons. It's pretty substantial. It's really textured. So the paper that I'm using here is our Recollections, and this is from Michaels, and it's called the Shimmer, Silver, and Champagne, and this is the silver color that I used. So that's the paper, and it's 65 pounds, and it's at Michaels, and love it. I love the shimmer paper. It just seems to add a little bit of texture or gloss to it, but once you emboss it, it doesn't look so glossy. So you can see here, but you can see the texture on this. I hope you can see that. It's just fabulous. So that's what we've used for the inside. So what we're gonna do, I've already embossed it. This is the embossing piece, and you can see I ran it through and then back. You don't want to do it more than that with this, 2 reasons. The shimmer paper is not so, I mean, it's substantial, but it just, you know, for texture, you don't want to do too much because you want to put holes in it. So that, and then I also used the rubber purple matte from Crafter's Companion. I have a Gemini Junior, and that comes with that, so it's real thin. It's a real thin rubber mat. So I put the plate, the base plate, the paper in the embossing folder, and then I add the purple rubber mat and the clear plate. And then, like I said, run it through once and then back. And it gives you the perfect texture. And you can work with, every machine's different, I know. So depending on how old your machine is. So, but what I want to do here before I glue it down, so I already added the tape and I forgot I wanted to punch it. So we're going to just, I love this punch. This is, you can get this at, it's called We Are the Memory Keepers, and We Are, and it has 3 different, but I always have a tendency to use the larger ones, so punch for the corners. But you can pick these up anywhere too. I think Amazon has it as well. So let's do this way. Since I already put the tape on, I started taking the tape off, and I thought, oh, we gotta do this. And then just go around, do each corner. You don't want to get too much of a hurry. I like to make sure, so we get clean cuts. Make sure that comes out. I don't recommend doing it this way, but it works. So there we go. And there we got all of our corners. So now we can take the tape off and get that to put on. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to line this up and find a center point. So here's our 12-inch center point, and then just make sure it's even on all sides. Kind of helps. But I have some other ways too that I don't know about you, but I have a hard time getting things centered right and on straight more than the centering. So we're gonna wing it, and we're gonna try and do it this way. So what I like to do is just get a good view of that's where we're gonna do it, and try and get on as straight as you can. But like I said, I do have a helper that I use to try and, with this textured, sometimes you just want to make sure. Let's see here. I don't think it goes, maybe it goes this, no, I don't think so. I think it just, I think we'll do it this way because this seems to be straighter up here. It doesn't matter as long as you get the paper on pretty straight and centered. I think you're good to go. Just get it lined up the best you can. There we go. Okay. And with this texture, what I used was the Tear and Tape. So you'll see me use a lot of different adhesives. This is just, you can get them anywhere. The Tear and Tape, I still use it. I know the little tape dispensers are great. Those are great, but I still like to use the Tear and Tape, and especially with some fabric, or not fabric, with your embossing folders, texture, you want to make sure it gets pretty well on there. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, nice and centered. Okay, I didn't put any in the center because we're gonna put our heart over it, so that'll cure itself. It'll just go ahead and, so we wanna put this back on, find our center. Whoops. Let's see, our center is right here. That helps me center things a little better. And then our hearts, which these are great. You can make lady hearts and gentleman hearts. So the die set that I have is right here. This, again, I try to shop locally and find my dies and my stamps and embossing folders locally if I can, but it seems like lately a lot of our craft stores are not carrying as much. So then I go online, and this is from AliExpress, which is online, and I haven't had any problems with it. I thought with the tariff going up that prices would go up, and some have, but if you watch the sales you can get some really good deals. So that's where this came from, and it's actually 4 pieces. This is something I added, so this is the other piece. This is the little bow tie. So this is how it comes, is like the 2 hearts and then the shirt and then the bow tie. But what I did is I added this little bow tie, and I cut off. These are, they already have the buttons on. So this is, I believe, from another die cut set that I have, and I believe it's a gingerbread set. So I thought, oh, that would be cute. So that's what I've done, is we've added that to the center, and it just ties it up. It makes it a little bit more formal, but I do have some that I haven't added that to, and it looks just as great. And you can dress this up or down. Like, you could not even have the bow tie and just have buttons, and that would look great too. And you could do it in plaids and all kinds of prints. You know, if your guy is a hunter, you could maybe do a pattern with hunting, you know, and do the background in hunting and things like that. So this is really a versatile piece. And like I said, you take all of this away, and then you just do this, and then add buttons for the lady. That works too. So here I've got one that I've done in white. It's still a gentleman one, but I just added the little a little bit of bling. So this is made by American Crafters, and you can see you get 2 sheets, and there's lots of them. So that's what I've added here, so you can do that too. So it's a lot of fun. You can make your own designs. But so that's what I've done, is the thing that didn't come with that die set is the inside. So if you have one of those, or you probably can make your own and just, you know, add a few scores on there, and that would look great too. So let me put all this back in here. I don't want to lose it all. Small pieces. I'm not big on small pieces, but I just thought this was so cute that we could do this. Okay, so that's our die cut. And like I said, I'm not sure the price. I don't know. I've had it for a couple of years now, so I don't know if it's still available. But I bet if you have heart dies like this, that's the bulk of it. If you have a scallop one and then just do a solid one, you could easily, and then just cut this, the shirt, you know, just do a smile and cut it down, or fold it in 2, a heart, and then just cut it. You could probably do it, because all these dies are just a shortcut to more handmade products. So what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and so here I just use glitter glue. I like this really well. And I just want to tell you, this die set is really nice. And if you have a heart set, I run it through at least twice on all my stuff, because I really like this definition it gives. This is the back side. So when you put it on another color, it really gives the definition a little bit more. So on this, I just do the glue. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. And just add that to your heart. I like to line it up, center it, and then center this. Oops. And that just goes on there like that. And that's pretty just the way it is. I mean, you could do a lot of Valentine. Oh, it's a great thing. And it, like I said, if you have different, and I do too, I do have a lot of these nesting sets that are like this too. But I just thought, oh, that's so neat to have it all in one kit, and then you can just cut it all out at once, and a little bit of shortcut. And then here I just add the glue as well. And then you just want to line that up as well to the point there and there, and just give yourself enough definition. And that's the shirt. Okay. And then I have here my little cutouts. So here's our bow tie. So I want to go ahead and put some glue. Now here I like to use my tweezers. And I don't know that there's really, there is a little definition on some of the, most of them there's just a little bit of notch there. And on this one I put it down, I know. And then on this one, oh, it is down. And then on this one, I think it's up. So I think we'll go ahead and put this one up. I don't know that anybody's going to notice. I don't think there's a wrong or right way on this. So what we want to do is just go ahead and use the glue here. Oops. I want to get out of the screenshot for you. Okay. And then, like I said, we're just going to put that there. So what you want to do is just center that good and just stick it there. And then we've got our bow tie. When you have these cut out like this ahead of time, it goes really, really fast. And it's kind of fun to see how everything comes together. Just put a few drops of glue so it doesn't, I try to stay away from the edges as much as I can on these. And I just put that there. Now, these are hearts that I found. So here you can see, this looks great too. I mean, if you want to use the little embellishments, and these are flat, so these work really, really well. They're just called Bling Adhesive Rhinestones is what it's called. It looks like pearls to me, but they're calling it, and I'm not sure where I picked these up. Craft Pearl. They were $1.99, and it's American Craft. So this could have been maybe the dollar store or Hobby Lobby. That I'm sure those are pretty easy to pick up, or I don't know, but Amazon may have those too. But I just wanted to tell you about, so I decided to use hearts on these. I thought since the whole thing is heart, and I thought that would be cute for the buttons, but you could use anything. Again, if you do hunting, you could do, you know, maybe deer or bear, or, you know, it could just be, you could just go and use everything. So I got a little bit of this, whoops, that's the wrong one, on here. I've got, these are great, these little pick sticks, but I squeezed out too much, so I put a little bit on my pick here. So we'll see if this will work. We can just pick these up. And what I like to do is just go ahead and put your glue down first. And then you just want to add. And just space them how you think it might look. And then I just add these little guys. Got my glasses so I can see a little closer. Okay, so you just want to, goes like that. And then I have my other pick right here, so we can use that if we need to. Okay, so then you just want to get a little bit more glue on there, but it will dry clear, so don't worry about that. There you go. And then we'll add this one. It's kind of hard sometimes to guess how much glue you want to use. Let's see here. That's the bottom. So we just want to do that. Line them up. Okay. And then we'll get this one. I'm not big on these, well, that looks like the right side there. So, see if we can get it flipped around. But I just thought this was so cute. It's well worth it. And you only have to do 3. So. Oh, he's not wanting to come off. There we go. Okay. This one looks a little off-centered. So, and on this shimmer paper, you don't want to do too much glue. There we go. There we go. Very cute. Okay, so that we want to put on. Let's let that dry just a little bit so we can. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our card and we're going to center it again right here. And so this, we're going to use a different kind of glue again. So I bought these on Amazon, the sticky dots. This is a lifesaver, especially with small, and then you don't have to mess with the glue. It just, they just wouldn't work with that, but that's the thing. If you use something small like this, these are a lot easier to put on. But anyways, this is sticky dots that I use, and it comes with 12 sheets. And I got this on Amazon, and they're about $6.21 for 12 sheets, but oh my gosh. And you can get bigger ones too, which I do have bigger ones too. But I really, really like this. So I've already got a fresh one out. And this one is, so I don't know what we want to put on first. If we want to put this on first, I just wanted to make sure this, these hearts are dry. So let me just, I think they're on pretty dry. Because when you take and you don't want to move them too much. So what we'll do is we'll put the heart on first. Because what I like to do is see where this goes first. Okay. So before we do that, we're gonna put this right here. Okay, so this card's fitting right there. And as you see, whoops, this here, I have just like a, what's nice with this, you can go up about 2 or 3 for the heart. So on the heart, we'll use the sticky dots for the, just for you. And on the heart, I like to use, I raised it up just a little bit so we have some dimension. I don't know if you can see that there. It's raised up just a little bit, but it really gives it some more dimension. So I like to use our foam tape, and this is just a regular foam tape that you can get anywhere. And I'm finding that I haven't found a bad brand yet, so you could pick it up anywhere. I like to have, well, what I'm going to do, we'll do one down the center, and then we'll cut another one on the other side. So you just want to stick that down there, and then on this I just like to cut it in two and do 2 strips on this side. So 3 I find is usually pretty much enough. You know, you don't want to, I guess you could die cut some if you want. I have some really thick or wider foam tape. If you wanted to cut the whole thing, you could do that too, but I think on this you can't even see it. You know, I've done some of these a little while ago, but it's just enough to give it some depth. So we'll put this on first. Sometimes this doesn't want to pop up. Let's see. Sometimes those pics, your thumbnail is better. Probably one of the best tools you have, right? Okay, so now we just want to go ahead. So I like to put my, because you don't want to run out of room, so just kind of put it where you think it's going to go, the center of your card. So it looks like here we can, whoops, there, center it there, and then you want to put your center your heart. Oops, guess you could tape this down. So that looks pretty good to me. You want to leave a little bit of room up there and bring this down just a little bit. Let's see, maybe up a little bit. Up there. Oops. With that texture on there, it gets it. But once we get our glue on, I don't want to glue it down. I like to see where things are going before, but if I know some of you can just eyeball things really easy. I have to line everything up, you know. Okay, so we want to make sure this is straight. Okay. All right, and so we want to just center this the best we can and give yourself enough room at the top and the bottom. And I think that looks good right there. Okay. And then here, this is where we want to use our sticky dots. So I like to just open this up and just put this right there on a spot where you probably haven't used it for a while or put anything else on earlier, and then just rub that in real good because you want this to stay on. But like I said, I've made these several months ago and they're not coming off, so I don't know if I used glue at that sticky dots at that time, but boy, this just not near the mess, and it works wonderful. And these sticky dot pages last a long time. Okay, so the last time I tried to put some glue on, and if you want, you can just maybe hit a few places just because, you know, it's some of the places that you think maybe, and the wider, just because it has a little bit of texture, maybe just hit the pieces that are you know, kind of up. But I think with the sticky dots, I think what happens is the longer, and if they, you know, the warm weather, you know, it will stick a lot quicker. There we go. Got all the little spots that might pop up on you. Takes very little, but that's just a double thing. But I personally don't think you need to worry about it, because I don't think they would come off because of the texture, but it's whatever you think. Okay, so we want to center this, so we want to have the S over here just a little bit. I think this is good, and the T right there, maybe down a little bit. There we go. And then that just adds a little bit more. So the glue will really blend in with the dots, and usually just like to rub them on really good so you get that texture. And then when people are opening, especially guys, you don't want to have to worry about picking the pieces, the letters coming up. So there we go. Now all we have left to do is we've got our centerpiece to put in and trimming our card. So need scissors here. Sorry about that. Clean everything up. And don't forget to put your pin and your glue. Oh my gosh, this can get clogged up pretty quick. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is our centerpiece. So here again, what I like to do, I mean, you could leave them square if you like, but I don't know, for some reason I really like the rounded corners. And then you just wanna, these things are so wonderful. And you could do this anytime during your install, you know, putting it together. You don't have to wait till the end. Just for some reason, I kind of forget. All right, so there we go. Isn't that gorgeous? And so you can push it down a little bit more now. Those hearts are nice and dry and everything's nice and even. But I just thought these turned out so sweet. Okay, so in the inside, and you can emboss on this with ink, do ink embossing on this, so you could do a stamp, a little saying or something, or you could just put another embellishment. You could put just a black heart on here and then put a stamp in that, and just for you covers everything. So I think that's just the best thing ever. So on this, again, I just used the tear and tape, and then on the 4 sides. So you can see they all turned out really nice, and they're fun to make, and they're quick. That's what's nice too. I don't know about you, but boy, the quicker the better. I think sometimes, you know, like if you're in a pinch, like if it's, you know, you're going to a birthday party or something and just want to have a nice card with a little gift for a guy, or Father's Day dinner or something, and you just want to give him a card, this is the perfect thing. And you could put this together, you know, the day before, the night before, you know, just if you have everything cut out. And this you could cut out ahead of time and have them, you know, if like I said, if they're a hunter, you could have something, hunting fabrics, you could have the background and do a texture. Wouldn't that be pretty? Or even Christmas, you could do Thanksgiving card, you could put pumpkins on them. I mean, there's just no end to what you can do. This sticky tape is sticky. Okay, so we're almost there. We just want to go ahead and pull these up. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer with the tear and tape, but it's a good tape, so you know it's not gonna come up on you. So yeah, give it a try, and if you don't find that die cut and you do this with hearts, send it to us and let us see your results, because you know I'm not opposed to that, but this just goes so much quicker. And then again, you just want to center this really nice. Make sure you have your borders pretty well, and there you go. And like I said, you can stamp on this shimmer tape. I've done that, or shimmer cardstock. I've done that before, and you can emboss on it. I've done embossing too. I've also gotten on my computer and typed out a personal message, and then just ran the cardstock through and then embossed it with clear embossing. It just really, you know. So all right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. It was so much fun doing these, and now we've got 4 of them. This one is a square size, and you can see you can do them different ways if you want, but hope you liked that and enjoyed it, and send me some messages about yours, and maybe if you've tried to do it with hearts. I'd like to see that too, because I think that would be sweet too. So thank you again, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.